Rice with a spicy side dish, rich culture, comprising of more than 17,000 islands. These are the words to describe Indonesia. Indonesia is a country in Southeast Asia that has 34 regions with over 238 million people and is the world's fourth most populous country. With over 300 ethnic groups speaking 700 languages on more than 6,000 inhabited islands, the Indonesian archipelago is a showcase of cultural diversity, the result of the influence of the various neighboring countries and its own ethnic cultures. Islam is Indonesia's main religion, with almost 88% of Indonesians declared Muslim, making this country the most populous Muslim-majority nation in the world. Indonesia's national motto, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, which means unity in diversity, articulates the diversity that shapes the country. Indonesia nurtures its rich culture through media and technologies for communication. With more than 35 million users, Indonesia is currently the second largest Facebook market in the world. Despite its relatively slow internet connection compared to other countries, its growth rate has been tremendously high from year to year. According to surveys and studies, television dominates the media landscape in Indonesia. 90% of Indonesian households have at least one TV set. Majority of survey respondents also said that television stations are their main source of information. For a few years, Indonesia has been experiencing an unprecedented communication boom, especially in the field of television. This can easily be demonstrated with a few facts about the history of television in Indonesia. Television helps in the construction of local identity and cultural competence. TV started regular broadcasting on August 24, 1962 in Jakarta, followed by other cities in the country. It started when Televisi Republik Indonesia or TVRI was established. It is owned by the government, which aims to support nation's existence and identity. This was established to support Asian Games event held in Indonesia, which helped in boosting the country's image. It also intended to boost technology competitiveness compared to Japan. The main breakthrough, however, occurred when in 1989, the government relaxed its monopoly by allowing a daughter of the President Suharto to fill the morning and afternoon hours on TVRI with a so-called educational program which depends on advertising. Soon after, a son of the president got permission to start his own operation, broadcasting via satellite with earth stations in all the big markets. 3 other networks have followed suit. For the first time, regular television viewers in Indonesia can now enjoy programs 20 to 24 hours a day. And in all the big cities, there is a choice of 3 to 4 commercial programs besides TVRI and educational television. Advertisement was introduced to TVRI on March 1, 1963 to cope with the increasing broadcast hours. This advertisement was known as Syara Niaga, which literally means advertisement broadcast. TVRI advertisements came to its end when President Suharto issued an instruction to remove TV advertisements. The reason is that they believed that advertisements created negative effects on the development of Indonesia during that time. TVRI found its competitor on 1988 when Raja Wali Citra Televisi Indonesia or RCTI, established as the first private television. Began to operate as pay television in Jakarta, RCTI got the permit to broadcast free to air in 1990. Unlike TVRI, RCTI was allowed to broadcast advertisements up to 15% of its broadcast hours. Respectively, private televisions thrived such as Surya Citra Televisi or SCTV, Televisi Pendidikan Indonesia or TPI, Andalas Televisi or ANTV, and Indosiar Visual Mandiri or Indosiar between 1989 and 1995. On October 1992, the Department of Information issued licenses for 6 companies to establish a private television companies: PT Indosiar Visual Mandiri or Indosiar in Jakarta, PT Sanitya Mandara Televisi in Yogyakarta, PT Merdeka Citra Televisi Indonesia in Semarang, PT Ramako Indo Televisi in Batam, PT Kakawala Andalas Televisi or ANTV in Lampung, and PT Kakawala Bumi Sriwihaya Televisi in Palembang. Of all these 6 television companies, only PT Indosiar Visual Mandiri and PT Kakawala Andalas Televisi were able to broadcast continuously. On February 28, 1993, PT Kakawala Andalas Televisi started its first broadcast. On March 1998, TV Kabel Indovision, operated by PT Matahari Lintas Kakawala, under the leadership of Peter F. Gonta, started its operation as the first cable television in Indonesia. Since 1996, Indovision had operated using television decoders and parabolic antennas. Metro TV was the first to broadcast on November 25, 2000 as the seventh Indonesian television broadcasting company. Their existence was due to the political access possessed by the owners. However, the presence of these several channels did not bring much change to the lives of Indonesians because these stations only offer uniform programs and are mostly Jakarta-minded ones. On November 2001, Jawa Post Group established Jawa Timur TV or JTV, which aimed to promote local potentials, develop a cultural identity, and local fanaticism. Television programs of JTV offer cultural identity throughout East Java. The use of Javanese language with Surabaya dialect across many programs tends to be the trademark of JTV. Instead of following the trend of mainstream national media by producing programs such as talent show, gossip show, crime news, JTV tries to maintain its locality by making programs with local faces like Ludruk or the traditional opera in East Java, Kentrung, traditional music ensemble, Puhok Kampung or news program delivered in Surabaya dialect, and Kangkuan, which means hangout, a variety show aims to discuss current local issues. In order to promote local culture and regional distinctiveness, they amended the Broadcast Act of 2002. This act allowed the existence of around 65 local television stations in the country. The existence of local television becomes more significant with the establishment of Indonesian Local TV Association or ATVLI in July 2003. The Indonesian television market is regulated by Komisi Penyiaran Indonesia or KPI, the broadcasting authority. The government has issued regulations on terrestrial digital television programs in Indonesia and limits foreign ownership to 20%, although some cable TV, satellite pay TV, and IPTV operators are not subject to foreign ownership limitations. At present, Indonesia TV industry continues to flourish throughout the archipelago with the help of local TV stations and online TV. TV programs now help in maintaining and enriching Indonesian culture. Channel.